Hey guys, old folks here. So I got a few requests on Crusades. Now I beat this 7 out of 7. Is it easy? No, especially when you're number 8, number 7, number 6, depending on how I finish for the day. Somebody beats me. Um, it's not easy. This is the Elite Crusade. At level 80, you can sweep the Elite Crusade. Um, and people often say, when should I do the Elite Crusade? Well, let me put it to you this way. And I've kind of talked about it before in some of my other videos. You're going to lose if you go all the way 7 guys, 7 of your heroes. Now, each stage, when you click on it, they're going to randomly pick a hero, and they're going to remove that hero from the battle. I've started this one time. My first guy here lost was Vortex, and I was like, shoot me in the head. Because he's one of my better guys. He really helps me defeat all those teams that have those crazy magic users with all the interrupts and all the silences and everything else. And I'm like, boom. I've had stages where it's been tank, 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 and I'm out of tanks. And that's because I've already borrowed a tank from one of my guys. Or, you know, I lose my healer and I borrow it. I get a healer from my guildmates, and then that gets kicked out. And I'm going, man. So in order to effectively do the Elite Crusades, you can't have just one team. Because what happens when they take away that important part of your team? And so I'm going to pull up my heroes here. And what I want to talk about for a second is roster depth. That means that I have enough heroes that I can work together with to accomplish what needs to be done. So I've got different tanks here. I've got different damage dealers. I really only have 2 healers because I haven't leveled up my 3rd healer. Yeah, I know I need to, but I only got so much stamina in a day. And so I have a big enough roster that I can kind of hodgepodge some teams together, fill in a few gaps. Now, obviously, like I said, when I lost all 4 tanks, I was up a creek, so that I'm trying to run, you know, teams with no tanks, and it's all damage, and I've got Merlin in there, and I'm trying to, you know, lifesteal myself together and interrupt everybody, and it gets crazy. But I've got enough guys that I can kind of play with that. That said, I have to be kind of able to figure out what teams are going to work best. Teams with interrupts, teams with silence, teams with stuns, those are the teams that succeed well in Crusades, especially here. You're going to want to definitely have a healer. I have one, and I think it's one of the main reasons why I do so well is because she basically can heal right before the end and have a full recharge bar for the next battle. So you're going to, you know, roster depth, your team compositions. And then as you're doing some of these stages, you know, I want to think about, okay, what's going to happen if I attack with my best team here? You know, my best team starts to attack, and, you know, and I'm going to get killed, or I'm going to lose a few guys. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a second best team, and especially when I get to these last guys, because usually how it works for me is this is the number 1 guy. My last one's the number 1 guy on the server. This one's the number 2 or the number 3 guy. And usually this is the number 4 or 5 guy on the server. So I've got to go back to back to back. Difficult guys. It's not always that case because I've had the second stage here be the second guy, the best guy on the server. So I'm fighting very difficult teams. So what I do is I throw out a team I know isn't going to win, but I can defeat 1 or 2 of their heroes so that when I pull in my main team, I can mop it up and everybody comes away healthy. That said, there's also a trick. This is probably the greatest trick most of the guys I know use. Especially when you're playing on your phone. I don't do it on BlueStacks, so it gets real hard if you're trying to be a 7 for 7 person here. Is when you're fighting the battle, if the battle's going bad, if the battle is not going in your direction, if you're going to lose, what they do is they minimize the game before the round ends, and then they close the program. They kill the program. And then they restart the program up, and then that stage is right there again, ready to start brand new and fresh. It allows them to play through different styles, different characters, see what works best. Is that fair? I'm not the guy to make that call, but that's what it is. Obviously, they've made some tweaks supposedly to how your matchups are to make it easier. It doesn't help me because when I'm sitting at the beginning at the top, I'm fighting the worst guys. But that's part of the perks of being at the top. So if you want, and you're fighting a battle and you're on your phone, you're like, oh, they killed my healer, or oh, they just killed my best guy. If I lose them, I'm not going to make it. Stop it, close the program, restart it, try it again. If they keep doing that, then you're going to need to change your team to try and make it through that. But you're going to probably need, honestly, you're going to need 15 to 20 heroes. 15 to 20 heroes to do the Elite Crusade that are leveled up and ready to go, and that you can build around and work around. If you come in here with 10, yeah, you ain't going to make it, because you're going to lose 7, which leaves you with 3. If you come in here with 14, you're going to have to be really lucky, so 20 is really kind of that good zone that gives you some stuff. Obviously, the more you have, the more chances you have of them taking somebody you don't care about. I see some bands come through and I'm like, I'm never using that guy anyway, so woo. And then other times, like I said, they pick my best guy and there ain't nothing I can do. So just a quick recap. Don't do this till you have a big enough depth roster, until you've got enough guys that you can handle the bans and you can build teams around. Don't do this until you have a few teams that you can work with, depending on who gets banned. Think about sacrificing a team, especially at the later levels, man. If you're going to get to the last guy and he's going to be hard and your other guys are kind of wounded but they're still good, you might think, let me sacrifice a lower team to take out 1 or 2 of those guys so that when my final team comes in, I can kill them, versus me maybe attacking with my one team and right off the bat, I lose somebody and it's downhill. So think about that. And then think about using the little trick where if the battle's not going well, you kill the program, you restart it, and you try it again. I hope this helps you with the Elite Island Crusades. I haven't done a normal Crusade in, 10 levels or whenever. I mean, it's been a long time. Because for me, the rewards, if I can get to stage 5, are just as good as if I went through all 10, which are not any easier for me either. So for me, the rewards are much better here to do it this way. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions or comments or thoughts, feel free to leave them. Like the video, share it with your friends, name your first child after me. I'm easy. Have a great day, guys.